want to offer my encouragement to them today. A team is a collection of individuals who set their own personal interests aside sometimes and work for the good, the collective good. And that's how great businesses, great sports organizations, great governments are formed. Manitobans haven't been well served over the last number of weeks and months by this group because they've forgotten that. And this is our government. This is my government. This is a government that was elected to serve as part of a team, and it needs to get back to that because the people who count on government services, whether they are social services, health care, you name it, are very concerned that their priorities are not being addressed. The people who want to see our economy prosper and grow know that that's not happening, that we're repelling investment and we're repelling opportunity, and that insecurity is not good for any of us, not good for the generations to come either. So I'm encouraging the government, as I have been from the outset, to get their act together, get organized, come back as a team, and start to place the interests of Manitobans at the forefront. Let's get on with the business of looking after Manitobans.
I mean, aside from the political uncertainty, though, the business of government continues. Public servants are out there on the job today, and civil servants are behind their desks. Work is ongoing. So aside from a budget that's been delayed a couple of weeks, what's been the negative fallout that we see?
Tremendous negative fallout is there. You use the word behind desks, but behind might be used in a number of ways. Many organizations that we have talked to in our pre-budget consultations, our community outreach, which is ongoing. We're working really hard to get the perspectives of Manitobans have told us that they can't get answers from government departments, that they can't get meetings scheduled with senior government ministers, that the inexperience of new ministers is a real concern to them. We're hearing a lot of dysfunction and concern about dysfunction from Manitobans who are in the know about the inner workings of government. To suggest that this has been anything but an embarrassing and dangerous period in Manitoba political history would be to ignore the facts of the case.
So what do you know about what's happening tomorrow with the party?
Well, I know that they're attempting to come back together, that they're making the effort to try to heal the rifts and the wounds that have occurred over the last while, and that's necessary and important. And so, again, I think for the future of our province, this is my government too. This is a government that has to get back to the business of being the government for all Manitobans and get away from the dysfunction of the last number of weeks and months.
What should Teresa Oswald do?
Well, each of the individuals involved has to decide whether they want to be part of a greater cause, part of a team. If they want to be part of that team, then it's necessary to obviously set aside some of the personal animosities and some of the rifts that have occurred over the last while, and get back to the business of working as part of a group of people that should be putting the interests of Manitobans at the forefront.
Should she resign?
The decision that any individual member makes about the position they've taken on is their own decision, and I'll respect whatever decision any of these individuals, whether they're the so-called rebel faction or people who are disgruntled within the caucus, who are clearly considering their political futures. That decision is entirely up to them. What I am imploring the NDP members to do is to get back to the business of being part of a team that demonstrates unity and focus, and that their priorities are not individual ones at all, but rather that they are the priorities of Manitoba.
If one of your caucus members, theoretically, wanted to have a news conference and announce a solidarity pledge and have other caucus members sign it, would you as leader have some input on that? Would they be able to do it without your approval?
Well, I'm happy to answer any question that relates to the leadership of our party in respect to actual events, but as far as hypothetical events, we haven't had to deal with those types of events, and I think that's an indication of the fact that our caucus is a team. It is a group of people who understand what their role is, what it must be, and they understand how important it is to stay focused on that. I mean, we're all of us, regardless of political party, got into politics to try to do the best job we could for the people of Manitoba, but to suggest you can do that on your own is naive at best, misguided at worst. It takes a team to govern this province. We have a team, looking forward to having that opportunity with the permission of Manitobans. But in the meantime, it appears that government under Mr. Salinger's leadership wants to stay in power, wants to hang on to power for an almost record length of time. If they're going to do that, then do it well, and do it as a team.
Are you at all concerned that you haven't budged much in the polls, despite what's happened to the NDP over the last number of weeks and months?
What I am really aware of is that polls don't matter. In fact, they're wrong more often than they're right. And what I am totally focused on, and I say with some amount of pride, what our organization is focused on is reaching out to Manitobans, demonstrating that we want to do the work of governing, and demonstrating that we're a team that has that focus in mind, not just in words but in actual actions. We're going to be walking the streets of the city of Winnipeg this weekend. We're going to be knocking on doors, and we're going to be going out and asking for support from the people in the city of Winnipeg, because we think that support should be earned, and so we're going to do that. We're also, it should be noted this week, not taking a boat tax subsidy from the people of Manitoba, which the NDP again is, now over $1 million of subsidy money taken by the NDP so they wouldn't have to raise it. We've gone out and to the tune of over 10,000 people, we've got small donations and made up for the subsidy that we're not taking. I'm proud of that.